WWE has announced that they are going to be halting the release of DVDs in the United States and Canada starting in 2022. That's a bummer. This is the official death of social or of physical media, I should say. And as you can see behind me over here, I kind of like physical media. I really like collecting it. I'll probably always hang on to it or keep it. I've always been very uncomfortable with having to rely on a server or an internet connection to be able to watch something. I don't mind digital stuff. I have a hard drive loaded with wrestling footage, multiple hard drives with just seasons of Raw and every pay-per-view, and all these DVDs have all been ripped and burned and stored digitally. So if we do lose internet, I can still watch all my shit. But in terms of, current pay-per-views and all the streaming that's done on Peacock, that's it now. Like, that's streaming we knew was going to be the future. We knew we were going to be going to all streaming sooner or later, and I'm surprised it actually took them this long to halt the releases of DVDs, because people aren't really buying them. I don't even buy them. I think the last DVD I purchased was the Daniel Bryan and Scott Hall documentaries, which I swear were somewhere around 2014 or 2015 or something like that when they were released. So it's been a long time since I've even purchased one, but I always enjoyed buying the DVDs and going out and finding them and watching them and that sort of thing. And there have been some great WWE DVDs since they came out. The very first one I ever owned was the Triple H, the Game DVD, came out in like 2002. And I remember on the extras of that DVD, he put in there the Flair and Steamboat match from like 1991 or 89 or whatever it was as one of his DVD extras. And I was so fascinated with how good the story in the documentary was, because WWE had released VHS tapes. I've got a ton of those behind me as well, and all those little pieces they would do on DX or Stone Cold or in The Rock, but this felt so much more detailed, and I'm like, oh, I'm liking this DVD stuff, and I started buying them left and right. I bought damn near every one they ever released. And in terms of the documentaries, some of the ones that stand out is that first like Ric Flair 3-disc set that came in the the white box there. Like, that one was awesome. The CM Punk documentary, the Chris Jericho one, the Paul Heyman one, Edge, Rock, Stone Cold, all those documentary DVDs really stand out as some of the better ones in my mind. And then some of the other ones, like the Brett versus Shawn sit-down interview with Jim Ross, the history of WrestleMania that chronicled all of the WrestleManias, the rise and fall of WCW, and especially the rise and fall of ECW was a fantastic DVD. And some of those early ones that came in those old plastic cases, like the Road Warriors documentary, the Mr. Perfect one, the Legacy of the AWA, the Pick Your Poison Jake Roberts one, the Tragedy of WCCW, and that original Monday Night Wars DVD were all very memorable to me, and I really enjoyed watching those, and I still own them all. So the fact that DVDs are now going to be officially a thing in the past, it's not something that surprises me. We all knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, but it's still kind of a sad day, because there is something special about, just having that physical media. That's why I don't play too many video games and emulators and stuff. There's just something about blowing in that NES cart and sticking it in the box and pushing the button, that will just live on forever in my heart. So when it comes to physical media, VHS tapes, DVDs, it's over. I guess in my next studio, my next office that I use for YouTube, I might simplify it. This shit might go in the closet. I don't know. One day I'll sell it, but until then, it makes for a cool looking background. And I still just like looking at these old obsolete relics just to bring back memories and stuff. So digital is convenient as hell. Don't get me wrong. Even though I have 10 million DVDs behind me, I don't ever put them in, except maybe movies. My girlfriend and I do watch movies. But in terms of this wrestling shit, I've got it all digitally stored. So if I'm going to watch anything, I'm just going to pull it right up here on one of my 19 computer monitors that seem to always be in front of my face. So it's convenient, but I don't want it to be the only thing. And I certainly don't want to have to rely on an internet connection or servers being up or going down or anything like that to be able to watch stuff. And that's why if we did have some sort of an apocalyptic event, I feel pretty good that I've got so much digital content already stored, in multiple terabytes of space that I've just filled with digital media, movies, TV, everything. I have all those TV shows, fucking Roseanne's and Frasier's and Seinfeld's. They are all digitally uploaded to where I can take them on trips and, plug them into the back of a TV on a road trip or whatever. So if there was some sort of big event and we lost internet forever, I could watch movies until I die. So at least I'm safe. But yeah, just relying on that, I don't like it. It's because I'm old school. You kids today it won't even bother you. But for people like us, old bats like me, it's freaky. Anyway, rest in peace DVDs. Greg is sad.